Welcome back. In Islam, men and women are equal. Also in worship and in all the rituals they should do as a Muslims. When the month of Ramadan comes, certain questions pops up in the women's mind about how should they pray, how should they fast. Many questions comes in every woman mind. So to answer these questions, we are joined by Dr. Radwa Fawzy, and she's a professor at Al-Azhar University. Hello and welcome to Narcos.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Let's first start with your role. If you can tell us a little bit about your role.
Okay, my name is Radwa Fawzy. I'm a graduate of the Faculty of Arabic and Islamic Studies, Theology and Philosophy Department, special degree. And now I'm working as a translator at Al-Azhar Center for Translation, Al-Azhar Sheikhdom. At Al-Azhar Center for Translation, we are responsible for translating religious books. And regarding this issue, I have to say that we issued a series in the last book fair. Consists of 3 books. The first one called Essential Features of Islam for Professor Ahmad Al-Taib, the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar. And the second book is called Muslim Perspective of Human Values for Professor Mahmoud Hamdi Zakzouk. And the third one is called The Muslim Conception of War for Sheikh Muhammad Abu Zahra. Besides translating religious books, we also are responsible for translating the official letters between the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar and foreign institutions like, for example, the United Nations. And we also translate some other official statements delivered by the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar or the Undersecretary of Al-Azhar or any official character at Al-Azhar Sheikhdom or any of its institutions into 14 languages.
Certain questions comes into women's mind when Ramadan comes. For example, the pregnant women, how she can fast, and if she couldn't fast, how these days should be compensated.
Okay, as we all know that fasting Ramadan is obligatory on every same Muslim, whether a man or a woman, but I have to say that there are some exceptional cases regarding some people which Allah gives them a chance or an excuse to not to fast Ramadan. From these exceptional cases, we can find a pregnant woman. So if the doctor says or decides that a pregnant woman can't fast Ramadan because she has no ability to fast, then in this case she might not to fast, because if she fasts Ramadan, she might harm herself. And in Islam, it's forbidden to harm yourself during fasting or by any other thing. So in this case, she has an excuse. After Ramadan or at the end of her excuse, she might be able to fast. Then in this case, we have 2 alternatives. The first one is to fast as long as she could fast. But if she can't, then we have to move to the other alternative. And in this case, she has to feed to one poor person 2 meals from the average of her food.
It's very interesting to see how Islam is treating the woman really with mercy in terms of the fasting in this holy month of Ramadan. So if you can shed some light about how the mercifulness in treating women in this holy month.
So you are speaking now about the pregnant woman?
Yeah, the pregnant woman, maybe if we speak outside of women, also any person who has any sort of illness, there is a lot of mercy when you don't have to fast during the holy month of Ramadan.
I'm sorry.
Okay, let's focus on the pregnant woman.
Okay.
I'm speaking about the concept of mercy on the pregnant woman. How do you see this?
I see that if there is an obligation for pregnant women to fast during Ramadan, it will be very harmful for her to fast. So because God is very merciful in this case, we can see that He gives her a permission not to fast because she might harm herself. And as I said before, we have a clear statement in the Holy Quran, a verse which refers to Allah mercy, and that says that you shouldn't harm yourself as long as harmless in this case. You shouldn't harm yourself as long as you have an excuse or a license not to fast, then you have to follow it.
The month of Sha'ban, which Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, this month, of course, is followed by Ramadan. The Prophet said that this month is also very important, that people who wants to fast. So how many days should we fast in this month, and when should we stop before Ramadan?
I think that in Sha'ban specifically, I think that it depends on the person himself. For me, for example, if I can fast 8 days or 10 days, I can fast them as long as I can. But for some people, it's difficult for them to fast many times, because if we see that a lot of people fast during Sha'ban and then they continue to fast in Ramadan, it will be very harmful for them. So I think, as I said, it depends on the person himself. You can fast as long as you can. There is no limit. You can fast, but I think that you shouldn't fast the whole month, because you will feel yourself tired, because it's like, you know, Ramadan is obligatory, but not Sha'ban. So I think in this case you should fast as long as you can, as long as you see yourself able to fast. But in Ramadan you should complete all the month, because it's obligatory month.
Right. If you can tell us a little bit more about, you know, the role of Al-Azhar in spreading this awareness about the holy month, and the right things to do and what to avoid during the holy month.
I think that with this session now, we are trying to make it spreading all over the world, because we are not speaking in Arabic only, we are speaking with other languages like English. For Arabs, I think that Fatwa, the Council of Fatwa, tries its best to spread the Fatwa, to reply to all Fatwas by the Center of Fatwa here at Al-Azhar Sheikhdom. And for other people, I think that Al-Azhar tries his best to reply all of questions regarding fasting, whether Ramadan or any of other months. I see that also we are trying our best to spread our moderate call to emphasize on that Al-Azhar tries his best to spread his moderate call among the whole world. But regarding Ramadan, I think that Al-Azhar speaks a lot about fasting Ramadan, and about it's obligatory. He also speaks about the rules of fasting regarding every Muslim, whether a pregnant woman or a patient or any other person. So I think that with all these things, we can see easily and clearly that Al-Azhar tries his best to clarify all issues regarding Sawm, regarding fasting Ramadan all over the world.
What kind of advices you want to give to women in Ramadan? What they should do?
All people?
Women.
Okay, I think that we should because we want to live in paradise, to enter paradise. We should reciting the Holy Quran during the month of Ramadan. We should also try to we should look for or find virtues like, for example, we should search for noble virtues like loyalty, devotion, or trustfulness. So I think also we should, at the last 10 days of Ramadan, we should also try our best to find out Laylatul Qadr, because if, as we all know, that she has many advantages, and we should do our best to be loyal, to be, as I said, to
devoted
yes.
to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Let's move to another topic also related to Ramadan and the challenges for women specifically in Ramadan, where the lady or the woman or the mother has to take care of her children. She has to be fasting. She has to prepare food. She's doing the normal daily activities, but on top of that, there is an extra effort in terms of bringing in families together on meals and iftar, and at the same time fasting. How do you see this challenge, and how do you see, what could you suggest, to fight this challenge during the holy month of Ramadan?
I think that this is an important issue we should speak about. But regarding this issue, I could say that Allah gives a license to this lady if she takes care of her children. As in, she has a license if she was very tired and she has no ability to fast. Then in this case, she has an excuse not to fast during the month, because if she did, it will be very harmful for her health. I think that she could, as equal to the pregnant woman, she could fast after Ramadan.
Any woman?
No, I'm speaking only about the woman who has a baby, who has a children.
Yes.
A baby specifically.
Yes.
And also I'm emphasizing on that if she doesn't have the ability. If she has the ability, it will be a very important, a different matter. But I'm speaking about if she doesn't have the ability, if she has a baby. So in this case, I think that she has a license, she has an excuse, and after Ramadan and after at the end of her excuse, she could fast a day if she can fast.
Why we're waiting to Ramadan to have excuses? It's only 30 days in the whole year. So everyone is running, I have this excuse and I have that excuse. Why would we do not just 30 days? It's only 30 days.
I think that there are different things that could happen in Ramadan. Like, for example, you could be patient and you can't do anything about that. So if there is a real excuse, and I should emphasize on this, if you have a real, and I have to say a real excuse, then in this case you have this excuse, and Allah gives you a license to not to fast during Ramadan, and you could do other things at the end of your excuse. But if you weren't, then I think in this case you will be guilty, because you don't have any other excuse. You don't have a license. Then why do you do it?
Yes. I'd like to ask you about the prayers. There's a lot of women who there's a lot of demand on going to mosques to pray. So what is the guidelines in Islam for women's praying in mosques?
We are saying here in Egypt that many Muslims, I'm speaking about many Muslims, go to mosque because of prayer. They want to pray after Imam. But for Muslims, it's a different case, because a Muslim woman is not ordered or is not asked to go to the mosque to pray after Imam. But if she wants to go to the Imam, it's okay. It's okay for her to go to, because if I think that she tries her best to make a good deeds in Ramadan. So for men, it's obligatory. I'm speaking about the obligatory prayers, like for example Al-Isha. But for Tarawih prayer, as we all know, it's not obligatory. And if you could pray it, it's okay. If you couldn't, it's okay also. This is for men. But for women, I think it's a little bit different, because women, as I said, are not asked to go to the mosque and pray Tarawih. If they did it, it's okay.
What about the unveiled women? Many people ask about are their fasting accepted by God or not?
You are speaking about her fasting.
About her fasting, yeah.
Okay. I think that it's a very important issue that we could speak about. Regarding unveiled woman, I can say that her fasting in this case is correct because her fasting is a thing and her veil is another thing. But she should know that she commits a mistake, she commits a sin, because if we looked at the Holy Quran, we can find easily and clearly a verse in Surah An-Nur that stated clearly that it's obligatory for Muslim women to wear hijab. So regarding her fasting, it's correct, but at the same time, simultaneously, she commits a mistake.
It's another issue between her and God.
Yes, fasting is a thing, and her fasting in this case is correct, but her unwearing hijab is, as I said, she commits a mistake. She should know that because she wants to enter paradise as all Muslims, she should try her best to wear hijab.
Yes, finally, I'd like to ask you about, if you can give a message to the Muslim women all around the world, what would you tell them today?
About Ramadan or generally?
General message.
Yes, if I'm speaking about Arabs women, I can say that you are responsible for translating or delivering the message of Islam to other women in the whole world. Like, for example, if we look at foreign countries in the West, you will find that they have a false image about Islam. So your responsibility is to clarify this image and try to make it easy and try to make it correct. But for this is my message to Arab women. But for my message to the women who lives in the Western countries, like for example America or United Kingdom or any other country, I think that if you read about Islam and if you read about the instructions of Islam, the moderate Islam, you will find that Islam has a very important message to every human on the earth. It's a religious of peace. It's a religious of tolerance. You can find that we are ordered to fast, to pray, to communicate with other people from other religions. If you read more about Islam, you will find that it's a really religion of peace. So you have to look at it.
We have to read more about Islam, and
yes.
people who really are interested to know about this religion, they have to read and know and ask. Dr. Radwa Fawzy, professor at Azhar University, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's move now to a short break and returning back with more.